What is up, you beautiful people out there? It's your boy X, and in today's video, something a little different. Okay, we're not starting episode 3 just yet. We're gonna be working our way to Riverwood to start episode 3, but I gotta do some fishing offline, like I've been talking about. I'm gonna finally do it. I'm gonna just go to Riverwood to do it, though. Okay, but as we travel down to Riverwood, we're gonna sit here and talk about my mod list a little bit because a lot of people have been asking me about it. Now, I'm not going to talk about every mod I got because you guys, I got over 300 mods and I'm constantly adding to it, you know, so it'd just be kind of like hard to talk about every single one. And a lot of the mods are like very small mods that don't do too much, okay? Like, yes, like 300 altogether makes a huge game difference, but talking about 300 individual mods, like one that like just makes the grass look a little greener type deal, like that would be ridiculous to talk about, okay? But I don't have that, by the way. But we will be talking about some of the big ones, which the big ones you can see firsthand. I will show off in the mod configuration menu. Okay, the first one's going to be archery gameplay overhaul, which is AGO. Okay, this is what kind of changes the animation and just the playstyle in general of of archery. Okay, I'll whip out a bow, kind of show it off a little bit. So as you see, just how he holds it, okay, how fast they travel, the drop, how it doesn't drop as bad, and how you can actually aim with the crosshair to hit your target. Even though like, the little shaking, which I don't like, I might take off itself, makes it kind of realistic. But yeah, and even if I do a bash, oh excuse me, dodging, bash is I can even hit with the arrow, like stabbing, or hit with the bow. Okay, which I think I have the hit with the bow one on right now. But yeah, so AGO, a good one. It makes the overall, like I said, archery gameplay a lot better. Assassin tools adds like that. In episode 2 when I went behind the bandit and it gave me the option to assassinate, all I had to do was hit A. That's it. That's all assassin tool does. It gives you an easy assassin animation. So yep, better third person selection. You guys have seen this already. That's like me walking up to this plant. Real quick, let me zoom out my character. It was too zoomed in. It's like, oh, there's a wolf there. It's like me walking up to a plant like that, you know, without you actually having to look at it, okay? So, little, you know, what is it doing? Oh, the farmer's attacking the wolves. Alright, I'm just gonna walk around it. Yeah, anyway, it's just a little, you know, nice little mod just to help the gameplay overall, especially when I'm going to be going from third to first person a lot. Third person is very bad in this game. Like I've said before, it needs a lot of work, needless to say. But yeah, so there we go. There's that mod. Oh, wrong mod list. Although you can see the mods here too, but it's not what I'm trying to do. Let's continue on. Okay, so we got better third person, we got better vampires. Okay, better vampires is exactly what it says. Oop, I keep hitting the desk, you guys. Sorry about that. Better vampires, exactly what it does. You can literally specify how you want to become a vampire, what vampire drain does, different powers, different abilities. Does sun make you weak? Does it not? Does night make you more powerful? Does drinking like make you more powerful? It's really cool. Just overall vampire overhaul. It makes it playing as a vampire actually viable and actually fun. Okay. Book of Shadows is the one that adds like the mask mod, which my character is wearing right now, so it's easier for you to like sneak and steal stuff, and as long as you keep the mask on, no one knows it's you, and then you can like walk outside, hide, take off your mask, and walk back into the city, and no one knows it was you that stole or killed someone, you know. So it's pretty cool. Once again, kind of like adds the aspect of like a realism where it's like no one should know who you actually are if you're a master criminal. Like, you're the Dragonborn, but you're also the leader of the Dark Brotherhood. You're also the leader of the Thieves Guild. You're also the leader of the Companions. Like, no. Like, come on. It's not how it's supposed to be. Not everybody isn't supposed to know you're all of that, you know? But yeah, cool. CBB, that's just a fucking texture overhaul mod for, like, all female characters in the game. Very nice. Diverse Dragons. You guys haven't seen any of that yet? But Diverse Dragons just adds a massive collection of different looking dragons, okay? It's going to be really fun when we do see that. Dynamic Weather. Once again, that's my second weather mod. I have Dynamic Weather and Vivid Weather, I believe is the other one. it just adds that realism of the weather. It makes it look really good. It makes the snowstorms actually like kind of hard to see through it. Makes the rain just sound better and look better. Okay, enhanced blood, as you guys can guess, just blood splatter makes it look more vivid. You could change the color of this too. You can make it like really red, or you can make it darker red. But yeah, really cool. Okay, so these are probably gonna be some of the big ones right here. Not this one per se. It's that one. Alright. Immersive armors. Immersive armors is what makes all the game, all the armor in game just look better and look different, okay? Like in the very beginning when Roloff was on the carriage with us, he was wearing like steel plate Stormcloak armor compared to the traditional like light armor that he would be wearing, okay? So it just makes it look, a lot of the armors in game look a lot better, and you know, kind of makes them a little bit different. Next one is immersive creatures, which you've already seen a little bit of when we ran into that Spriggan giant, which I don't know why that's one of the creatures, but it is. But it's cool though. Look at this little bridge here. I don't know, can't remember what mod does this. Maybe we'll find it in the list. Another mod I have is Better Waters, because you know it looks beautiful. All right, let's continue on. Yeah, I'm gonna actually start from the bottom and work our way up. It makes it easier, so I don't have to scroll down. Your choice matters. Dark Brotherhood. Okay, this is just kind of an expansion to the Dark Brotherhood questline. We'll talk a little bit more about this mod once we get to some Dark Brotherhood stuff. Okay, I just want to kind of hit the big mods in this little mod video, and as we progress in the game, when a mod pops up, I'll talk a little bit more in depth about it. Or if you guys have specific questions about certain things or specific mods, let me know and I'll try to do the research for you, or even I'll let you just know the name and you guys can go look it up on Nexus yourselves. Winter Sun's Faith, this is the religion mod. So in the very beginning when we escaped the tutorial area, it asked us what god we wanted to pick and how we could sit down and pray and we get benefits. I picked Akatosh, so we do more damage to dragons, whether it's spell or physical damage. So it's very nice. Once again, like I said, Vivid Weathers is my second. Violence is violence basically. This is just a kill execution mod. Lets me change how often we get kills, how I want them to go off, what type of, like when you shoot an arrow, you can even have the camera follow the arrow, or you can just be zoomed in on your character the whole time. So you get to pick how often you get a kill move and what style you want for that kill moves. Okay, Undeath Ascension. So Undeath Ascension is a massive mod. Okay, this one is one of the Necromancer mods that allows you to become a leech, okay? Which we will be, that's the whole end game of our character, is to become a Lich King, okay? Which we will be eventually, okay? But there, Undead FX, and Truly Undead are all like kind of together. It's just a massive overhaul to Lichdom and just becoming a Lich itself. You guys will see tons of that gameplay later on, because like I said, that's the whole objective of this character, Ashermore, is to become the most powerful necromancer in existence, okay? True directional movement. So I love true directional movement because in Skyrim, if you did this, you wouldn't be able to, okay? This just allows me to run backwards while the camera's facing straight. You know, it offers better movement. Kind of like Elden Ring, I guess, is probably the best one that a lot of people would know, or Dark Souls in general. How you can move but keep a camera in one direction and move. It's just fantastic movement, okay? TK dodge and ultimate dodge mod. I have ultimate dodge mod disabled, so ignore that. TK dodge is the dodge mod I'm actually using, okay? Just as simple as that. It's a little, I can even do the roll, or I can add a quick step dodge. I kind of like the roll though. I think it looks a little cool. Path of Transcendence, once again, is part of the Lich like set of mods, Necromancer mods. If y'all want me to go in depth in a separate video of like all the Necro mods in general, I will gladly do that, okay? But once again, I would like to wait till we get to that point where we're actually using them to actually talk about them. So that's kind of why I'm also been not wanting to dive into the mod list, because we just started this playthrough. We haven't really been able to see too much of Skyrim or combat. And we just haven't been able to show off the mods yet, okay? But once again, as I play and progress, I will gladly talk about the specific mods when they appear. I am more than happy to do that. Summer Mist Enchants, okay? This just adds like 300 different enchantments to the game, which we haven't really come across any yet, if I'm not mistaken, but just random enchantments, okay? But a lot of good ones too. Once it pops up, I'll let you know, like, hey, this is not a base game enchantment. But all you Skyrim veterans out there probably already know. So Sky UI, You don't see Sky UI right now because I have another mod that counteracts Sky UI, but on computer, Sky UI would just kind of change how like the Skyrim menu is listed. It makes it a little bit more PC friendly, but I'm playing on a PC, but I'm using Xbox controller because I've always played Skyrim on my Xbox, and I like the basic like console looking menu, so I have a mod hiding Sky UI. Okay, so next is Simply Balance. Simply Balance kind of changes combat in general in Skyrim. When you'll see it when I swing, stumble people sometimes, and it kind of just makes it a little bit more realistic. If I was blocking and someone swung and hit the shield, there would be a little bit more shake. I would actually block all the damage, not just part of the damage. Yeah, so it's a simple, as it says, Simply Balance so far. Whether it's combat, magic, stealth, it just changes. It just tweaks. I'm not going to say change. It just tweaks how damage is dealt and how you take damage and everything like that. Okay, it's very nice. Once again, simple mod, but it comes in handy. Shadow of Skyrim. Okay, Shadow of Skyrim is a pretty fun one. This is the Nemesis mod. Okay, I think I showed it off in episode 1 when we died in Bleak Barrow Falls. Excuse me, Bleak Falls Barrow. There you go. That's the one. And we had to go kill the jogger who killed me. And I had a debuff and he had a buff. Okay, I think I have showed it off. Yeah, because it right there, Bleak Falls Barrow. Yeah, so that's it. This is the mod, the Nemesis mod. If y'all want that kind of Nemesis program, this is it. Shadows of Skyrim. Go check it out. Okay, I like it. It's gonna add some difficulty to Skyrim. I feel like the next one is gonna be Sacrosanct Vampires. I might be butchering that name. Okay, one thing I will say, this one and Better Vampires can have both. However, Better Vampires. So this vampire mod adds a lot of spells. Okay, it's also a vampire overhaul, but it adds a lot more spells and abilities, and they don't cross talk very well. Okay, so most of the spells you can't use with Better Vampires unless you have the patches that come out. But even then, certain spells and certain things don't work very well. But you can have both at the same time. It's just some abilities, some spells might not work. Okay, Romance of NPCs just adds a little bit more like NPC realism. You actually like see NPCs holding hands and actually like kind of like, you know, kissing each other and all that stuff. Just adding that, you know, realism in the base game, you know, where besides everybody just walk around saying fuck you all the time. Precision is another one of those combat mechanic mods that like the target acquisition of it, I would say, you know, because in base game Skyrim you could swing from like 20 yards away and it would count as a hit, you know what I mean? So it's kind of fixes that. It's like you have to be close in order to get the swing. Or even in the bandit camp when that two-handed orc was in the tunnel and he kept swinging and it kept hitting off the wall, that's what was doing it also. It's because like in real life, if you're swinging and it hits the wall, it's going to bounce back. It's not going to just go through the wall and then finally hit the target. Okay, so that's what precision does. Just make sure attack's a little bit more accurate. They do have precision for monsters as well, meaning like vampire lord and werewolf form, so it makes it feel better when you're actually clawing people and stuff like that. It is a good mod. I do recommend. I just don't have the creature one into it. Download it. Passive weapon enchantments recharging. Okay, this is I wouldn't say cheap, but this helps me not have to rely on soul gems, because if anyone knows anything about base game Skyrim, you run out of enchantment quick as hell, because every time you swing it absorbs the enchantment, and most enchantments only have like 20 to let's say 40 swings in them, and then you have to use a soul gem. Okay, this is a passive regen, meaning it just regens over time. You don't even have to use a soul gem, it just does it for you. Okay, I feel like it's a nice little quality of life mod that's going to help the playthrough a little bit. Ordinator, you guys should know what Ordinator is. That is what, well, overhauled all the perk trees and have added all these massive perks. Okay, not gonna go in depth with it because it's just all of these perks are massive. It literally just changes all the perks in general. Now, I personally am probably going to take Ordinator off just because a lot of the necro mods I have adds perks to the conjuration perk tree, and with Ordinator though, it branches off too much and you can't go and unlock the skills, so they don't communicate very well. So I'm probably going to change Ordinator and get something else. When I do, I'll let you guys know. But Ordinator's fantastic. A lot of people run it. Gives you a lot of creativity to make different builds in Skyrim. I highly do recommend it. It's just for this specific playthrough, I'm probably not going to be using it. Okay, MCM Recorder. So this whole mod menu that you guys are looking at right now, okay, the mod configuration menu is an MCM menu. Okay, when you download mods, this is going to probably be like one of the top mods you get to help organize stuff. Okay, the MCM Recorder, just when you make a mod, let's say LOTD settings, okay, which is Legacy of the Dragonborn. When I'm change settings to this, okay, let's go say I click on animated airship approach, I can save this profile to this character by using MCM Recorder, and when I make a new character, all these mods, all the settings that I had on this character will be put on that character. Okay, because if you don't know, when you make a new character, all your mod menus reset. So that's why it sucks making new characters when you have hundreds of mods, because you gotta go through all the mods and change the settings that you like. MCM Recorder helps you with that. Okay, LOTD is Legacy of the Dragonborn. This is a huge like museum type expansion that gets added to Skyrim. It's in Solitude. We'll see it later on. And it's just like all the achievements we get, okay, all the Dragon Priest mask, all the Daedric artifacts, all that stuff put in the Dragonborn museum for people to see. I think they have NPCs out walking in and out and stuff like that, but it's just kind of like a big house to put all your stuff and like showcase it off and make it all look good, you know what I mean? Because I mean, what is a legendary hero that has accomplished so much and has done so much, it'd be nice to show off what we got, you know what I mean? So yep, moving on. We talked about immersive armors, immersive creatures, immersive winches. Okay, so this mod, a lot of mods require this one, but this one just adds a lot more bartenders and females traveling, like, I don't know, I guess bartenders. I'm just going to keep using that word. You'll see a lot more women in the world and stuff, and you need that for a couple mods I have that add like a more variety of like bandit camp members, because most time bandit camps are mostly guys, especially like the Forsworn. You might meet one or two women, but most time the women are hag ravens and shit like that. So immersive winches adds more deadly women in the game, just make it a little bit more balanced, you know. Imperious racials. Okay, so this overhauls racial abilities for each race in Skyrim. Okay, so for instance, me as a Breton, if we go down to active effects, let's see, where is it at? It gives you new abilities for whatever race you pick. For Breton, for instance, I have Spellmancer, which is magic resistance increased by 15%. You also gain 25% spell absorption when magic is 25% or less. Huge. It's fun. It's a nice little overhaul, okay? I can't think of what the other ones are off the top of my head, but that also gives you a racial specific quest line that if you complete gives you additional abilities. Let's see if I have mine. Yes, I do, right here. Breton shared ancestry, okay? The stones of high work speak of ancient blah 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 whatever. Discover standing stones, okay? That's the whole point. Once I discover 10 standing stones, I'll complete this quest and I'll get even, I think, additional passive, or it's a better passive. I can't remember if it upgrades the one we got or if we just get a new one. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, fantastic little mod. Just kind of changes the like I said, the racial passive. It makes it a little bit funner to play as whatever race. It gives each race a little bit more variety, I would say. And nothing like, for instance, the Argonians base game is like all they got is like increased healing and you can breathe underwater, which is kind of like mediocre at best. Okay, not super useful. The healing is okay, but you don't need it when the healing perks in the game are just insane. Okay, but yep. So let's see, I'm trying to think of some other mods that we could talk about as I run over here to Riverwood. Yeah, so here, actually I got a list on my phone here. Let me pull that up and we'll continue to talk about some of the mods as I run. Okay, Ancient Tree of Skyrim. So this one just adds better trees to Skyrim, or the big tree right there in the middle of Whiterun redoes the texture of it. So it's all those big ancient trees you see around Skyrim. It just kind of redoes it, makes them look fantastic, and actually makes them look like the ancient beautiful tree. First person combat overhaul. You guys have kind of seen that a little bit. a lot of these animation mods are by different people. If you guys want to know what specific animation, like this random one, I can let you guys know that. Okay, not too bad. Just let me know in the comments and I'll drop you the name. I have a enhanced invisibility. We have unique daggers. We have better pickup radius. See, what's another big one that you guys will see? Once again, you guys, like, a lot of the mods you guys will see firsthand when I actually get to that point. It's just, we haven't done, like I said, we haven't done too much in the game to actually show off a lot of the mods. So I'm trying not to show off, like, too much just yet. Or I just can't show off too much just yet. But I will say this. 2 mods that I'm really excited for, that I have added, that I can't wait to, like, actually use. Well, 3, okay? It's Cult of the Word Eater, Cult of the True Dragonborn, and Defeat the Dragon Cult. Okay, these are 3 separate mods, but they all link. Okay, Cult of the Word Eater is a Alduin cult. I mean, it's basically the Dragon Priests that are around Skyrim. They are resurrected and they make Alduin more powerful. Okay, so towards the end of the game, we want to start hunting down the Dragon Priest before we go fight Alduin, because they give him some ridiculous buffs. Okay, so it kind of encourages us to go hunt down, collect all the Dragon Priest masks before we're going to take on Alduin. Okay, same thing for the Cult of the Dragonborn. Mirok has his, like, specific cult, and the 3 Dragon Priests on Solstein also work for him. Same thing. You want to go kill the 3 Dragon Priests on Solstein before you go kill Mirok, because he's gonna be super buffed. Okay, and Defeat the Dragon Cult is exactly that. It's a quest that actually shows where all the masks are. I don't know how we start that quest. I'm gonna have to do some research before we get to it. If I'm not mistaken, it just kind of auto-populates when we get close to a Dragon Priest, or we find our first Dragon Priest mask. But yes, so those are 3 I'm very excited for, though, because I've never played them before, and it adds a lot more challenge to the game that I'm very excited for. But yeah, so here we're in Riverwood. I'm probably gonna cut the video, you guys. I know this was a very botched mod video, but like I said, there's 300 something mods. I just showed you guys all the, like, the big ones. If they're, like, once we get to a point that we can actually start seeing a lot more of the mods work together, or if you guys ever see something that you know is not base game and you have a question on it, just ask me. I will literally go through my mod list to find out what mod does what for you guys. I'll drop the link, drop the name, or whatever it does. Okay, but for now, this is just a basic overhaul of what all the mods I have, what they do. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't worry, episode 3 will be coming out in a couple of days. Diablo 4 just dropped, though, and I have the pre-release, so I'm playing for the first 4 days before it actually officially launches. If you guys want to come watch some gameplay of that, I'm also playing as a Necromancer. I'm also playing as a Werewolf Druid. Okay, so depending on what character, depends on what time I'm playing. But yeah, come check me out on Twitch, and you can watch me play some Diablo 4 or Smite, or maybe even some Skyrim. Okay, anyway, thanks you guys for watching. As always, I'm X. I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.